Okay, so today I want to give a really quick video on why I replaced Notion AI and what is the alternative. So basically, recently Notion AI introduced an update to say that it will be imposing a 6-hour limit on Notion AI. So basically, every day for 6 hours there will be a limit, and also there's also a monthly limit for the Notion AI usage, which I find it to be a little bit annoying because when a window is used up, the AI, you cannot use any AI in Notion AI, and the workflow basically cannot work because I have a lot of workflows that requires a lot of automation and pulling data from different databases, and also for idea generation. So when the automation fails to work, then I have to do everything manually, which is very time consuming and honestly adds a lot of stress to what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. So that's why I try to find alternatives. I try to find workarounds to try to replace Notion AI. So the first one I found was ChatGPT. So because ChatGPT, if you have the Plus subscription, you get access to the Notion MCP. You can connect it to Notion MCP. So that one you can sort of replace most things Notion AI can do, like editing notes, like searching for notes and updating notes and pages. So those you can sort of do, but there was a few drawbacks from this approach. So firstly, there is an instruction limit. If you want to do it in like a ChatGPT project, there is a word count limit to the system instruction. And if you want the project to have access to your Notion pages, or like skills or like instructions or files, there is also a file cap limit. And Notion project also takes information from other prompts, other chats, so that one can sort of pollute the context that your model has, and you also have fewer tools to work with. You cannot assign ChatGPT project to only have access to these tools, so it's not very custom. But then again, I still use ChatGPT Plus for coding and more intensive work. I actually discovered Open WebUI as a result, and why it worked for me is basically the instructions, you are in full control. You can write as much as you want, there's no cap, and you can structure it in Markdown as well. And for tools, you can also build your own tools. You are not limited to the tools that Notion AI or ChatGPT provides you with. You can write it in your own code and tag it to the model, which I will show you later. And for models, you are not fixed to the model. You can pick the model that you want per task. You can pick cheaper ones. You can even pick free ones, which I'll show you later. And Notion AI, yes, you can link it to the database. I think ChatGPT, you can't link it to an entire Notion database, only the MCP, but Open WebUI allows you to sync a Notion database permanently so that you can refer to it. You don't have to always ask the MCP server to go and fetch the database. And last but not least, for context, you have more control about what goes in. For Open WebUI, you can attach a model to different tools, different knowledge databases, different skills, and so on. So now it's time to show you what's on Open WebUI. Okay, so I'm currently on the Open WebUI page, so you can see it's very similar to ChatGPT. You can have your own temporary chats, controls, and here is the model selection. So what I want to show you is in the workspace. If I click here, there will be a selection of many different models. So I'm going to show you the one of them. Here you can see that you can choose the model to be attached to this model on Open WebUI. So a model in Open WebUI is basically like a custom GPT in ChatGPT. And the description is just for your own reference, and the system prompt, you're not limited to the length of it at all. And if I go down to the end, you can see that you can attach the Notion MCP server to it. You can attach the Notion database to it as well as a knowledge base. And also you can attach these skills to it. So I have all of these skills currently attached to this one. And each skill is just an additional instruction that the model can choose to load in if it deems necessary. So I can show you one of the skills. So you can see that I have some knowledge connected as well, but I won't show it here because it's a bit private. I will show you one of my skills though. And yeah, you can see that you are also not limited to the length in the skill document as well, which is crazy to think about because ChatGPT has so many limitations on instructions for the projects. So yes, ChatGPT also has the feature to allow you to create skills, but the model only uses the skills when it thinks it's useful. And this is something that I'm very excited about. So this is a tool which is something that I'm very excited about because you can have the agent running a custom skill, custom functionality from Python code that you write yourself. So I wrote a simple tool which is Telegram Messenger. So once it is done with once it's done with a task, I will just let it have the access to the Telegram Messenger tool, and it will just use that tool and then send me a notification on Telegram. So this is the same functionality as Notion AI, as ChatGPT, which will send you a notification once the task is done. In OpenRouter, here you can have access to all different sorts of models. Like here I can see what are the discounted models. Currently I'm using a lot is DeepSeek V4 Flash because it's cheaper. It's also intelligent enough for most of my use cases. And if you control your usage limit more, you can use free models like this one, the GPT OSS 20 billion. So if you run out of AI credits or something, you can also use free models. So you are not AI, you don't have to worry about not having AI access when your credits run out. So this is something that I really like about OpenRouter. So there's pros and cons to the Open WebUI approach. So what you're giving up is the flexibility, it's the convenience, because yes, I agree that Notion AI is very convenient to have the AI right beside you as you're writing, as you're typing. But I feel that this creates a lot of offloading. You just offload a lot of the tasks to the AI and you let it write everything on your current page. So I think some friction is still okay because it makes you think deeper about what you're actually doing with the AI. And as you are setting up Open WebUI, you also sort of understand what functionalities can be added to Open WebUI, what customizations you can do, and it can even improve your workflow, like how it improved mine because I created my own skill, my own tools to improve my current workflow using Notion AI. So that's why I really like the control. I like the flexibility that Open WebUI has given its users, and it's a free tool. It's open source as well. Also, another thing I want to address is that this current Open WebUI does not really replace Notion AI meeting notes. That one I agree, it's very powerful, it's very useful, but a workaround that I found is that you can just download a free transcription service tool on your phone. So when you have a meeting, you just use that transcription service to transcribe the meeting into a text transcript. Then you get a text transcript, then you put it in Open WebUI, the model, to basically summarize it to a comprehensive meeting notes, and use the Notion MCP to write it in Notion. So that's how you replace that functionality. WebUI for all Notion facing work, so for agents, for tools, database, but for things I need frontier models for, I will still use ChatGPT Plus because coding, if you use everything API, it's very expensive. So I appreciate the codecs from ChatGPT Plus and also debugging harder tasks, and also get a second opinion from the frontier models. So this is my current workflow. It is a little bit split, but I think it's the best solution that I found so far. So just want to conclude that a lot of the workspace jobs that I use Notion AI for do not need the smartest model, which actually costs quite a lot. I just need a fast model and a model that is smart enough to handle the task at hand. And for really hard things, I'll just use ChatGPT Plus. So for me, flexibility 1, and if you're interested, I will leave a setup prompt in the description below for you to set up Open WebUI by you just give the prompt to ChatGPT. It will generate a few steps for you to try out Open WebUI. And let me know what you automate, what models you will try to create in Open WebUI, what skills, what tools that you will make with this. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. And if you're interested in a full setup video, please let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to make it.